All right, folks, that's the actual footage of the shooting. There was more in the aftermath of that shooting that was videotaped not too much prior to the shooting, and that, of course, was the shooting of 50-year-old Walter Scott in South Carolina by Officer Michael Slager, who, by the way, has already been charged with murder. He's in jail, he was denied bail, and he was fired from the police force. Officer Slager white and Walter Scott black. Joining us now is Harry Houck, president of Houck Consulting and retired NYPD Detective First Grade with over 25 years of experience in law enforcement. And Harry, great to see you again.
Steve?
Is there any way you, as a law enforcement officer, could look at that and defend any of it?
No. No, that's clearly an unjustified shooting. I don't know how this guy's attorney is going to put up a defense, but I'm sure it's going to be some kind of defense regarding, him feeling his life was in danger. But if you look at that video, it's very, very clear to me and probably any jury that that officer acted improperly.
Now, hypothetically, because I haven't seen the report that he filed as a police officer, but from what we've heard and what you've discussed already, throughout the course of yesterday, and correct me if I'm wrong, that he had claimed that the guy struggled with his taser or took his taser. Theoretically, if the guy had took his taser and had the taser and had the cop said, "Drop it," stop running, drop it, turn around. But it doesn't look like any of that happened.
No, and the only way the officer would have been able to shoot in this instance is if the man had the taser and it was one of those multi-shot tasers. Some of them I think he can shoot 2 or 4, and I'm not so sure. But if he had turned around and came towards the officer, all right, to tase the officer, then the officer could have shot, because if he tased the officer, then the officer would have been incapacitated. He wouldn't have been able to get the officer's gun and would have been able to shoot the police officer. So that would have been a time where the police officer could have fired a shot. But the fact that, we don't see if he's got it in his hand or not as he's running. Either way, regardless whether he had the taser in his hand or not, running away, that officer should not have shot him. There was no way he's going to be able to articulate that he felt his life was in danger when this guy is running away from him without a weapon in his hand.
Right, and we're showing where the video started, and it appears that they were. You could see that he might have. It looks like he might have had the guy, or there might have been a struggle, but
right.
But then he runs away, and it's like, now I don't know if there's. Was there audio on that tape that if he had said, "Stop," turn around, stop, put your hands up, whatever, hit the ground, would we have heard that, or was there not enough audio on the video?
I don't think there was enough audio on the video. Even if he did do that, Steve, even if he did do that, there was no justification to fire his weapon. His life was not in danger. He should have just waited for his backup. Listen, I've had instances where I was in foot pursuit all by myself after a giant guy, right? And I said, okay, when I catch this guy, we're going to get in an altercation where it's going to be really bad, all right? So, what I do is I slow down a little bit, so I keep him, in my view, and then calling for my backup. So then finally, when the backup gets close by, then we take the guy out. And that's what they should have done to, that time. All right. Also, I think if maybe they had 2 police officers in a radio car, this might not have happened either.
Right. Well, unfortunately, a lot of places are under budgetary constraints. But and if he had a camera on his lapel or whatever, it might not have happened either. What?
Right.
What? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's possible. If he did have a camera, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But I can't figure out what was going through this guy's mind.
That's what that was my next question. What was going through his mind? He shot him as soon as, he was really pretty close to him as he was fleeing, and he shot him.
And this guy was no real danger to him. Listen, if this happened, if he shot him during the altercation when they were close together, all right, maybe that would have been a justified shooting. But, you're hearing a lot of people talk right now, well, what if we didn't have the video? Okay, what if we didn't have the video? So they're assuming that if we didn't have the video, then this officer would be cleared. There would still be an investigation. All right, there would still be, if the officer would say, listen, I shot this guy struggling for my gun, there would be evidence to show that wouldn't be true. Okay, so for these people now to assume, all right, that the video wasn't there, then the police investigation would have been a cover-up. is a problem that's causing a problem in the street down there in Charleston.
Yeah. So he should have ran after him or wait for backup, but he could have ran after him and tried to catch him, right?
Well, he could have tried to catch him. If he didn't want to get an altercation, just keep him in view.
Right.
His backup got there pretty fast.
Yeah.
Keep the guy in view.
Right. And if he turns around in a threatening manner, then it's a different story.
If he's got a weapon, if he turns around and he comes at me,
right.
I've got a gun in my hand now.
Hey, Harry, got to go. Good talking to you. We're coming back, folks.